All right, guys, we are live. It is podcast number 2. Today is Sunday, June 9th, 2024, the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. That's Big Marcel. We're going to be previewing UFC Vegas 93, and we'll touch on PFL 4 as well. So, Marcel, we got, let me count how many fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fights. We got 13 fights to break down. I always ask you this, your overall thoughts on this card before we get into it.
I feel like it's a typical Apex card, man. It's like a very low value if it comes to names, you know. But I think there are some fun fights in it. I think there's kind of a weird bout order, but hey, dude, we watch it anyways, you know. So yeah, looking forward to it still. I really like the main event, obviously, but we'll see.
I mean, we watch every card, so yeah, obviously. All right, let's get into it. Marcel.
What's the last time you haven't watched a card live?
It's been a while. I mean, honestly, I watched them all. Like,
well,
it's been a while.
The last time I missed the card live was Frankie Edgar against Korean Zombie, the Korean card, and it was because I had to do the mail outside, so I couldn't watch.
You know, honestly, it might have. I think it was probably Michael Bisping and Kelvin Gastelum because it was middle
China
of the night
card.
too. Yeah, and it was hard to watch that one. They don't do those anymore, really.
Yeah.
It was probably that card. Just because I think I had to work the next day too, but I mean, at this point, I watch every card. I know some people don't watch every card. That's totally fine. I know some people tape the cards. That's fine. But for me, Marcel, this is what I love. You know, I look forward to every Saturday. I look forward to the fight. And when they turn out like last night, where they were kind of shitty, it sucks. Because sometimes, very rarely, I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing something else. Because usually I just love these fights. It's my favorite sport. I love it. So.
But Adam, at least you know, even when it's a shitty card, the next day you will talk to me, so that makes everything right.
You got it, baby. You got it. All right, let's get into this card. We'll start with the first fight of the night. We got Shayilan Nuerdanbieke taking on Melquizael Costa. Odds for this one, Marcel, Costa minus 170, Nuerdanbieke plus 140. I'll let you start on this card. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, you got Shayilan. He lost his last fight against Steve Garcia. Right before that, got 3 wins in the UFC. I think he's a decent fighter, you know, but I don't really see the upside in him, to be really honest. If you look at Melquizael Costa, came in the UFC on short notice, gave Thiago Moises a decent fight, but he lost. Then got a really good performance against Austin Lingo, which he won, and then he lost to Steve Garcia again. I think it will be a close fight, man, but I'm picking Melquizael Costa to get a second win here in the UFC. I think he has more upside, like I said. I like his overall game. But he hasn't really put it together yet in the UFC. But I think there's potential. So I'm going with Melquizael Costa. I also think that there might be a finish for him in this fight, and I'm going with a submission. I think second round for Costa.
What I like about this fight is they're both coming off a loss to Steve Garcia, so it's just perfect matchmaking in a way. Yeah. You know, both coming off a loss to the same guy. I also like Melquizael Costa in this fight. Listen, his last performance really disappointed me. The walkout was weird, and then the performance wasn't very good. But I think the guy is pretty good. You know, he's obviously got really good striking. We saw that against Austin Lingo. He just teed him up. I'm surprised that fight didn't, get stopped. That just shows probably Lingo was very tough. But the guy's a pretty good fighter. Both guys have a lot of experience, by the way. This is Melquizael's 28th fight and Shayilan's 51st fight. I think a few years ago they did a deep dive on Shayilan. They found all these extra fights for him.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of fights, man. But again, not really against high level competition. The good thing about this fight is James Krause isn't around, so we know it's not going to be fixed. Hopefully, because the Derek Minner fight was that was a sketchy ass fight. Anyways, I think Melquizael wins. Decision or stoppage are both possible. I wouldn't be too confident in the method, but I think he wins, man. Minus 170, I think he gets the job done here, dude. I mean, realistically, how would he lose? Like, Shayilan would out-wrestle him, I think, right? Because I don't think Shaylin's going to knock him out. I don't think so. He would have to out-wrestle him. I don't really see it happening, to be honest with you. So I like Melquizael quite a bit in this fight, dude, to be honest with you.
I feel the same way, dude.
Yeah, Joe likes Costa as well. What's up, Antoine? He asked, I think Imavov against Sean fight in Paris. I don't know if they do the rematch. We didn't talk about that, but I don't think they'll do the rematch. I think, like Marcel said, maybe Brendan Allen makes more sense. Let's go to the next fight here. We got
on a serious note, why would Sean do the rematch?
I mean, there's no real upside for him, and Sean already said he's going to wait. I don't know if that's the best idea, to be honest, because I think that Hamzat, if he beats Whitaker, is going to get the title shot. But Sean, it's Sean's career, and Sean fights a lot, so he needs a break anyways. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, guys. We got Julia Polastri taking on Josefine Knutsson. And the odds for this one have Josefine Knutsson minus 230, Julia Polastri plus 190. I'll start on this one. I really like Josefine in this fight, dude. I think she's a good fighter. I think she's really well-rounded, really good striking, comes from a striking background. But what surprised me about her, and man, is the wrestling. Her wrestling's very good. The last fight against Marnik, man, well, not an exciting fight, but 81-8 in strikes, and then had three takedowns, and 11 minutes of control time. So very impressive, very complete performance. She looked good on Contender. She looked good on road to UFC. She's 7-0 in MMA. I like everything about this girl. I think she's very good. They passed on her originally for whatever reason, and then they signed her after. I think they made a good decision to bring her back because I think she's good. Polastri, she went 1-1 Contender, not the UFC, but the Jasmine fight was a couple years ago. Was a very bad performance. Obviously, got just mauled by Jasmine, got taken down, beat up, and then the last fight she beat this girl Patricia Lewis. Not sure what to think about that performance. I mean, that girl's not anything special, to be honest with you. The Jasmine fight's kind of the one I'm looking at, and Jasmine was able to take her down at will. I think Josephine can take her down too, and on the feet, I think Josephine's better. So Julia's probably going to have to get the fight to the ground and then try to scramble and get the back or something. And I don't really see it happening because I think Josephine's very solid defensively. I like Josephine a lot in this fight, man. The line's going up a little bit. I agree with it. I think she wins this fight. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man, I think Josefine Knutsson is better, and I like what I saw from her. I don't know why the UFC didn't sign her at first, but she dominated Marnik, man, but who doesn't? At the same time, Julia Polastri, she got a good win over the Alujas girl. I think she's Paraguayan or whatever on the Contender Series. Was her second try, right? Like you said, she fought Jasmine just to the vicious first. I think Polastri is decent, but I have more faith in Knutsson, man. I think Knutsson wins the fight. It will be decision probably, but a pretty convincing one.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. By the way, that first fight she had, the Polastri girl, you know who else was on that card? Jack Della Maddalena and Jailton Almeida. Yeah, and against Angelos, and then Jailton Almeida against that Nasruddin guy. Yeah. So I mean it's been a while now. All right, let's get some comments. Jack Attack, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here. Shayilan and Melky combined 77 fights. It's crazy. Antoine, thanks for birthday wishes, Adam. When's your guys' birthday? September 13th. Marcel is when's yours again?
Bro, why you thank Adam for the birthday wishes and me, not me? I also said happy birthday.
He also said it actually.
Yeah, July 24th.
Yours is coming up, man. Very soon.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. We'll have to get you.
I'll be 25.
You're aging backwards like Benjamin.
Yeah. After my 30th year, backwards.
Goes backwards.
And when I'm 20 again, forwards.
That's funny. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got the featherweights. Jeka Saragih taking on Westin Wilson. Saragih's a really big favorite. Mine's 340. Westin Wilson plus 270. Yeah, I'm taking Saragih. I can't pick Westin Wilson. I can't do it, dude. I mean, the guy's chin is not very good. He's been knocked out brutally in both his fights in the UFC. I mean, to be fair, Joe Anderson, Brito, and John Silver are both good fighters. So, yeah, but at the same time, I think this Saragih guy is pretty fucking dangerous too. A lot of knockouts on his resume, coming off a nasty knockout win over Lucas Alexander as an underdog. Great win. Dude's a good striker. I mean, listen, Westin Wilson's actually got a striking background, right? He's a karate guy, trains with Stephen Thompson, but again, the durability is not there. He has like all the gifts. Like he's super tall, he's long, he's on paper got that striking background. I think he's got some submissions too, but he just doesn't have the durability to hang in the UFC. I can't pick him. I have to go with Saragih. Do I really want to lay minus 340 on this guy? Probably not, but I think he wins by knockout, and that's the way I go in this fight. If you can get the knockout prop and go like drop the juice down, maybe that's the way to go here. I think he wins the fight by knockout. What do you think, dude?
Yeah. By the way, Antoine, I was just kidding, dude. Don't think I was serious. I'm just fucking around as always, as I always do on the Discord as well. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much said it all. I don't think I can pick Westin Wilson in this fight. Jeka Saragih, he had that surprising win to me against Lucas Alexander last time. He knocked him out. The thing is, like, the UFC really likes those. Really wants to have more Asian kind of fighters, I feel like, to build on, and this is a perfect fight, I think, for Jeka to show. At the same time, nobody expects Westin to do well, probably, so it's also a good moment for Westin to surprise the people here. Yeah, but I'm going with Jeka Saragih. I think he puts him away. He also put away Lucas Alexander. I think he will do it the same with Westin Wilson here.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, I agree with Bob. I mean, we don't have to talk about this fight anymore, but I agree. Like, a rematch would be nice. It's just not going to happen. Realistically, it won't happen. Joe's not birthday's not coming. It's not yet, but it's coming up in a month.
Nice.
All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got, and this one's interesting. We got Carli, Judice, Crispy taking on Gabriella, I should say, Gabby Fernandes. This is her second.
Michael Chatler's side chick.
Why did you say that?
Oh, you didn't saw that clip when the Ultimate Fighter. There was like a clip when Conor and Michael Chandler at the Ultimate Fighter, right? And the teams walked past it, and he saw her, and he was like hugging her and caressing her, and she was like very happy. And then Chandler saw the camera, and he was looking like it's like yeah, all good. That's a really weird sequence, man. If I see the clip, I'll send it to you.
To be honest with you, Michael Chandler's wife is like really good looking. You know, I don't know if you saw that thing about. Did you see that clip I sent? He was on the Ryan Clark podcast, and he's saying that Michael Chandler. I think he said his dentist is her dad. I think, and he saw a picture of her on the wall in the dentist office, and he started emailing her, and he said he was emailing her, and she would wait a couple months. He would email her back, and eventually they went on a date or something. Listen, man. I mean, that's the persistence paid off. I don't know if I'd have the patience to do that though, but good for him because he ended up marrying the chick. So,
bro, I sent you the clip. Just check it now. It's just 50 seconds.
It's on WhatsApp.
It's on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Let me take a look.
It's like a fun clip. Looks really, really weird. You see her. She's like she was. He's like he sees the camera. He's like, hey, yeah.
Wait. Oh! I think I have seen this actually before.
Okay.
It's like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife. His wife's. Yeah, I think she's definitely a. I don't know, man. I think his wife's really good looking. So I don't know if that's actually a side chick, dude.
I'm just kidding, dude.
Okay. I think you were. I was hoping you were. Let's get back to this fight. Let's get back to it because you spent the last 2 minutes talking about Michael Chandler for no reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna change the timestamp because yeah. Right. Let's go and do it. Okay, Carli, Judice, Crispy taking on Gabriella Fernandes. Odds for this one: Gabriella Fernandes minus 238, Carli, Judice plus 195. I'll let you start on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, you're horrible for letting me start with this one. If you look at Gabriella, it's difficult. I feel like it's a difficult fight to pick, to be really honest, man, because Gabriella Fernandes, she fought twice in the UFC. She lost twice, pretty convincingly against Jasmine, but isn't a bad loss. And she lost to Bleda. But I feel like Bleda is kind of underrated too, man, to be really honest.
Yeah.
If you look at Carli Judice, super early in the UFC, man. The split decision lost to Ernesto Carrasqueda in the Contender Series. It's really hard to say anything about her because she has so less of fights. I know she has also amateur fights, but I mean, she came really early in the UFC, man. I got to go with Fernandes here. I'm going her with decision here. I think Judice can win. Don't get me wrong, but for me, this feels like it's a more safe bet to go for Fernandes. And besides that, I'm far from sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, to me, like, I haven't been impressed at all with Fernandes in the UFC. I think she's looked pretty bad, to be honest. She's getting taken down. She's also getting outstruck. I haven't been impressed at all. Judice has no experience though, right? 4 fights. That's the thing that makes it tricky. But I will say this: I think that split decision loss to Ernesto Carrasqueda, that's not a bad loss at all. And that fight was very good. There's a reason she got signed despite losing. She's one of the few fighters that have after Contender. There's potential here, man. Her striking's very good, dude. I'm going to take the underdog in this fight, Mark. So I'm going to take Judice. I think she can win this fight. I really do. I think her striking's really good. From what I've seen. Yeah, I obviously the lack of experience is a big red flag here. If she goes and loses, I'll be like, oh man, why would I ever pick someone with 4 fights? But at the same time, like, Perez has not impressed me at all. And I think this girl's, pretty talented. I did watch her amateur fights. I went on YouTube and watched them last night. I was like curious to see where her overall game looked, and it looked like she has a little bit of wrestling too. So, why not? I'm going to take a shot on a dog here. I think a few dogs are going to win in this card. I'm not picking a lot of them. This is what I'm going to take a shot on, man. I'll take a shot on this girl, Carli Judice. I think she'll win a decision. There you go, plus 195. I'll take a shot on it, dude. So there you go. By the way, Antoine was asking, what are you going to do for your birthday? You got plans?
For my birthday, probably family coming over, man. But it's like I think it's like on what day is my birthday? fall on? Let me see. It's like a Wednesday. Yeah, it's in the middle of the week, so I don't know. Not really. Probably at work for UFC. What's that? 304 in Manchester. Doing some stuff there. So not in Manchester, but just like doing stuff. So
fair enough. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got I think they changed the belt order, right?
Yeah.
So Tapology has Garrett Armfield and Brady Hiestand. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the next fight. Odds for this one: Garrett Armfield -170, Brady Hiestand +142. I like Garrett Armfield a lot in this fight, man. I don't know about you. I've been pretty good at picking Hiestand's fights. I think the guy's a talented fighter. He's definitely a gritty competitor. But dude, I think Garrett Armfield's pretty fucking legit, honestly, man. Like, I was at the fight with Bracketone. He looked pretty good. Not the most exciting fight, but he looked pretty good in the fight. Like, his striking looked really good. We saw that knockout win, I should say, against Kazama. He did have the submission loss to Onama, but it was short notice, and I think it was a different weight class too, right? So that loss hasn't aged that bad. I mean, Onama's a very good fighter. So to me, Armfield's legit. Like, I think he's solid everywhere. Hiestand, he hasn't fought in over a year now. The last fight with Dana Bakary, I did pick him in that fight, but dude, he was losing the firefight and came back and won with 30 seconds left. Like, it wasn't super impressive. I like the kid. I think it's going to be a somewhat competitive fight that goes the distance, but I think Armfield wins 2, if not 3 of the rounds and gets a decision here. So I like Garrett Armfield, man. I think he wants the job done. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, man. If you look at Brady, he's like in his last 2 fights, he won. But like you said, he was losing against Becherel Dana. And before that, he was in trouble against Fernie Garcia in the first 2 minutes of the first round. Besides that, he won the fight. The thing is, like with Armfield, he stepped up his game and he stepped up his social.
Social game is good.
Yeah, he's like really busy on there as well. And I like him. I like his team as well. He's training at the Marathon MMA with, now I forgot his Trey Ogden, and with Miles Johns, who's also on this card later. I feel like they have a good team. And I feel like Garrett Armfield is coming into his own. And he surprised me against Brett Katona, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I'm taking him as well by decision here. Yeah.
There we go. Same pick. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We got Nate Maness taking on Jimmy Flick, the Brick. Odds for this one are pretty high. Nate Maness -410. I think he's the biggest favorite of the card. Second biggest favorite. Ikram's the biggest, obviously. And +320 on Jimmy Flick. These odds are crazy to me. I mean, they're just too high, but I can't really pick Jimmy Flick either, just because the chin is just not there at all. But the guy's got nasty subs, man. If he gets the fight to the ground, he can easily submit anyone. So Nate Maness did get submitted by Tagir Ulanbekov 2 fights ago. I just look at the power, though. He's knocked out Tony Gravely, knocked out Mateus Mendonça. He's got power. He's taking a guy with no chin. I have to pick Nate Maness. I just would never lay -410 on this guy, Marcel. So I don't know about you, but it's a pass for me. But I'm picking Mayhem.
For some reason, I always think that Nate Maness is Canadian. And that's probably because he fought for TKO. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But, I'm also going with Maness here, man. I mean, I cannot pick Flick. I like Flick a lot, but it's like getting knocked out or winning by sub, And I feel like Maness is pretty more all around, and I like Maness a lot. I think he's a good fighter. I'm taking him. I also take him by finish. I'm going with the first or second round knockout for Nate Maness.
There you go. You're a little bit more confident than me. I mean, you should win the fight. It's just I think the odds are high. Next up, Tagir Ulanbekov taking on Josh Fan. This fight is way too low on the card. I mean, this should easily be on the main card. Probably should open the main card, I would think.
Could even be co-main, let's be honest.
Could be. Tagir is the favorite here, -230. Josh Fan +190. Okay, so I'll start on this one, Marcel.
Yeah.
I really like Josh Fan. I think
too.
This kid is super, super legit. His striking is ridiculous. I like him a lot. But the thing is, like, he's so untested on the ground. And Tagir is a veteran who's been in the UFC quite a long time now. And he's got a really good ground game coming off the 2 straight submission wins. And, Josh, he has 1 loss in his career by submission in Fury Fighting Championship. And he's still pretty new to MMA. So to me, it's a good fight. I like it because I like Josh getting the step up, and he can win the fight. I won't bet on this fight. I'll stay away from it. But as much as I want to pick Josh Fan, I just can't do it because until we see the ground game, I can't be confident in him keeping the fight off the ground and then being able to stop submissions. I just don't know yet. Tagir is a very good wrestler, very good grappler. I think Tagir probably submits him, man. I think that's probably what happens here, but I'll just stay back and watch this fight. And I hope Josh Fan wins because I like the kid, and I think his ceiling is extremely high. I just can't pick him in this fight. I can't do it. What do you think?
I who did you pick, you say?
I took Tagir by submission.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Fan has 2 rounds to win, and that's the second and third round because he never wins the first. He always reading.
Yep.
And with Tagir, I think Tagir is pretty decent, and he's more than decent, actually. We saw that in the Cody Durden fight where I picked Cody Durden, and Ulanbekov showed that he was the better guy. He finished Nate Maness in the first round. He got that one loss to Tim Elliott, where I think that he didn't lose that fight, in my opinion. He lost to Zalga Sumagulov in Fight Nights Global, in a fight I don't think he lost, to be honest. His only questionable loss could have been against Alan Nascimento, actually, where he won the split decision, in my opinion. So I think Tagir is kind of underrated, although people will say he's overrated because he's from Team Khabib or whatever. That's what they will say. But I think he's kind of underrated. I honestly think Van has a chance, but man, I'm picking Tagir here, and I'm with you, man. I also think he wins by submission. It's going. It even can be done in the first round. Wouldn't be even surprised, But Van is definitely a legit fighter. He's fun to watch. He's still super young. I think he's 22 years of age. So there's a lot still to come for Josh Van, but he will learn from this. I think from this fight. If he wins somehow, would be huge. I think, but I think Tagir wins the fight.
Be huge for him. I like the kid a lot, but I think it's a big step up. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have the main card opener, which really shouldn't be on the main card. Adam Fugitt taking on Josh Quinlan. Odds for this one, close odds, Marcel. Pick 'em odds minus 110 each, so it's even according to the sports books. I always like to let me start in the hard ones. I'll let you start in the hard one. Although I don't know if it's that hard to pick, but I want to hear your thoughts on this one. I'll let you start.
Yeah, if you look at Adam Fugitt, he pretty much got in the UFC by knocking out Solomon Renfro in LFA. Renfro was about to get in the UFC, he's now in PFL. Lost to Michael Morales and Mike Malott, I should say. And they actually expected him to lose against Kinoshita as well, but he knocked Kinoshita out, so he won that fight. If you look at Quinlan had that long stuff in the Contender Series, right, where he won, got overturned, no contest because he got popped. Got a win, great win over Jason Witt, but then lost to Waters and Barlow. It's I think it's a difficult fight to pick. I'm going with Adam Fugitt, but I'm not sure.
Dude, I'm with you though. I have the same pick. I think he's a good bet maybe at minus 110. I mean, maybe I'm crazy here. Because I know he's 35, and it's not like he's an amazing fighter, but I just don't think Josh Quinlan is that good either. I really don't, man. I have more confidence in Adam Fugitt. I think he's, to be honest with you, when I saw his tape coming into the UFC, I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good. He had a lot of finishes. He's been okay in the UFC. The Michael Morales fight, he actually looked okay in that fight before he got finished. The Malott fight, got finished too, but no shame in that. And then the Kinoshita fight, huge underdog gets the win there. Also, the Solomon Renfro win is solid too. Mm-hmm. Josh Quinlan has not really impressed me at all, man. He beat Jason Witt, who got no chin at all. Trey Waters pretty much dominated, and then Danny Barlow destroyed him too. So I haven't been impressed at all with this guy. I get why people are betting him because, or by the line so close, I should say, because it's he's younger, he's got reach and height, whatever. But I think Fugitt wins, man. I think to be honest with Marcel, I think he probably finishes Josh Quinlan. I don't think this fight goes 3 rounds. I think a finish is very likely. So I'll pick Josh Quinlan too. Or sorry, I'll pick Adam Fugitt too to beat Josh Quinlan. I'll take him by TKO. I think he stops the fight.
All right.
You like a stoppage?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Aftu Almabaev taking on Joseph Johnson. Almabaev minus 410, Johnson plus 320. I'll just start on this one. I like Almabaev to win this fight by submission. I think this is kind of one of the easier picks on the card. The guy is super, super legit. Johnson's been submitted a bunch of times. I know he's a big flyweight. I get that, but I think Almabaev will be able to. He's got a big height and reach right here. He's 8 inches taller, 6 inches of reach. So I get that. He's got the size and everything, but I think, to be honest, that this is going to be a hard weight cut for him. The longer the fight goes and then get favors Almabaev, I think eventually he's going to submit him. I'll say second round submission. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, I'm also an Almabaev here, man. I'm wondering how Johnson has to make 125 for the first time in the UFC.
How?
Right? Yeah, we'll see, man. Maybe he'll do it. You never know. We said that we say more often how did they then do it, and then they do it. So you never know. Yeah, let's see what happens. But Almabaev, he's like super. How do you say that? Super solid on the ground. You know, you saw it in his fight so far in UFC against Odi Osborne, against CJ Vergara. He's going to win this fight. Also picking him by submission, first or second round. You know.
There you go. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. This is a fun one. We got Douglas Silva, Andrade taking on Miles Johns. And the odds for this one are also pretty close for this fight, Marcel. We have Douglas Silva, Andrade, minus 115. Miles Johns, minus 105. So pretty close to even, slightly leaning towards Andrade. I'll start on this one, too. I think it's a competitive fight. I think Miles Johns is a pretty good fighter. But, dude, I think Douglas Andrade is solid. And, you know, he is an older guy. He's 39. So he's turning 39 in a couple of weeks, I should say. But he's still fighting at a pretty high level, I think. You know, he's still beating pretty good guys. He's very tough. He has power. He has some wrestling. His takedown defense is good. And Miles Johns, you know, he is a pretty solid fighter too, but I also think he's hittable. And I think Andrade can be the better striker here. So I actually think Andrade wins this fight. Either decision, maybe a knockout, but that's my lean, man. I think he gets the job done. I'm very curious to see how this line kind of shifts during the week because it's very close right now. I can see either guy kind of ending as the favorite, but I'll take Douglas Silva, Andrade. What's his nickname again? It's Douglas Silva, Silva, Andrade. Such a long one, but I think he wins, man. Despite the age, I think he wins. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Miles Johns on this one, man.
Okay, there you go. Different pick. There you go. Okay, fine.
I think it will be. I think it will be close, man. Don't get me wrong. I think there will be a super competitive fight. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to a split decision or whatever, you know. But I feel more. Yeah, I'm going with Miles Johns. It's like I pretty much have the same thought as you. You know, Douglas very tough. Always makes it a good fight overall, you know. But I feel the same way about Miles Johns, and I think Miles Johns is more still to gain from this than Douglas has. But we'll see, man. I see Douglas winning this as well. So it's like super close fight in my opinion.
It's definitely a close one. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Lucas Almeida taking on Timothy Kwamba. Kwamba's favorite here, Marcel minus 180, Lucas Almeida plus 150. You know, Lucas Almeida is a guy that's really disappointing me in the UFC. I'll say that right now because you know, that first round against Daniel Hooper and Contender, man, he looked good, right? And Dana's like, you know, go get a win on the regional scene. We'll bring you back. They did. He goes and gets a nice win over Mike Trezano, great win. And then since then, just gets completely one-sided losses against Sabatini and Feely. Like they're pretty good fighters, but they weren't competitive fights at all. So it's hard to trust this guy. Kwamba, he lost to Balaji Oki, but I think that guy's good. And going to split decision with him is not bad. He also looked really good at Contender, I thought, against the Vogel guy. And then on his regional scenes look good too. I don't know if I'm confident enough to like bet him here, but I have to pick Kwamba too, man. I think he probably wins here. The odds are probably on the right guy here. Decision, maybe a stoppage, but I think it's a job done. What do you think?
Feel the same way. I think Lucas Almeida, he was really impressive against Daniel Zellhuber. I know in Contender Series, although he lost, got back to Brazil, won there the Jungle Fight title, or defended it, I should say, and then got signed by the UFC, won against Mike Trezano in the Fight of the Night performance, you know. But yeah, those last two, definitely the Pat Sabatini one, man, it was super one-sided, I remember. And the Feely one was super short, but he got knocked out. Yeah, and Kwamba, like you said, he lost to Oki on a 4 days notice debut by split decision. Although I think he lost 2 rounds, 1 and 3. He won the second round by wrestling. But I went a full training camp against a guy who needs to win here. Yeah, I'm picking Kwamba. I think he wins the decision.
There we go. Same pick here. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got the co-main event, Ikram Aliskerov taking on Mackenzie Dern's ex-husband, Antonio Tricoli. Odds for this one, minus 900 for Ikram, plus 600 for Tricoli. Yeah, I mean, this really shouldn't be the co-main event. To be honest with you, it shouldn't be. I think Van and Ulanbekov should be. I think you were right earlier. Yeah. Because Tricoli should not be in the co-main event. Ikram easily wins this fight. I think he finishes by stoppage. That's the way to go. I think Ikram to win the fight inside the distance, probably by knockout. That's what I'm thinking here. Tricoli is, I think he's a black belt on the ground too. So I'm going to take Aliskerov by TKO. That's my pick. What do you think?
Tricoli, 1 fight in the last 5 years. Yeah, Aliskerov knockout first round. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm going to make the joke about how did he get his contract. I mean, it's almost like Dana loves Dern. They're together. He gets the contract. Now they're not together anymore. It's kind of weird. Man. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so we'll go to the next fight here. We got the main event, guys. Alex Perez taking on Tatsuro Taira. Fun fight here in the main event, Marcel. 5-round flyweight fight. Taira's favored, minus 198. Alex Perez 164. I think we're going to have a difference of opinion in this fight. I can just tell already. I'm taking Taira. I think he submits Alex Perez. I did pick him to get submitted in his last fight, and Perez surprised me with that knockover. Mateus Nicolau. Obviously, Perez has got more experience in the UFC. He's fought better competition. There's a lot to like about Perez here as an underdog. So when you pick him, I can totally understand why. But for me, Taira is the real deal. I mean, the kid's 5-0 in the UFC, submitting everyone. Last fight gets a knockout. I think he's super well-rounded. I think he's super dangerous. I was waiting for him to get a step up. The UFC's really shooting up high up the ladder here, but I think he can pass the test. So, Perez has got a puncher's chance here for sure. We did see Edgar Shirez drop Taira. That was last year at that 290 card. I was there for that, so it's possible. But I think Taira hopefully will learn from that and be careful here. Get the fight to the ground and do what he does best, which is submit his opponents and do what Perez does worst, which is get submitted. So Taira by submission, that's my pick, man. And I'm guessing you have the other side here in this one.
Yeah, good guess, man. I mean, and it's not because I like Alex Perez. I just think this is too much of a step up for Taira right now, you know?
Yeah.
He's a good fighter, but we also saw him struggle, for example, against the Edgar Chairez fight, you know? He knocked out Carlos Fernandes last time. But this is a huge step up in comparison to all these other guys he fought, man. I mean, all these other guys are not even close to the top 15 he fought, you know? And he did well against most of these guys. Only Edgar Chairez he had a little bit of trouble with, but he won that fight as well. Listen, man, I think Alex Perez's stand-up is better. I don't really think particularly Taira's ground game is better than Perez, man. Maybe his jiu-jitsu is better, but his wrestling isn't. I don't know. Yeah, I'm Perez. I even think Perez finishes him, man. I'm going with TKO Perez second round, ground and pound.
Yeah, no, I agree. Or I don't agree, but I mean, I can see it. I can see it. That's what I should say. I can see it because he did get dropped against Cyrus, so it's possible. Yeah. But again, Perez getting submitted so many times in his career, dude. That's what worries me. So I don't think this fight goes 5 rounds either, though. I could say that. There's no way, right? No chance, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Couple comments here from Pato. After Ikram wins, UFC would rebook him versus Costa. I mean, they could do that fight. That's a good one. Why is Van versus Tagir in the prelims? No idea. It's stupid. It should be higher in the card. All right, let's go to the next fight. Or not the next fight. That's it. But we'll go to PFL really quick, Marcel. Just really quickly. I'll just run through the card. I don't even want to pull it up. I just want to get your really quick thoughts on this card, if that's okay. So we have the heavyweights and the women's flyweights. So I don't know why they always do this. They match up the women's flyweights and with heavyweights in the card. I don't know why. Let me just get your quick picks on these fights. I don't think we have odds, by the way. I'll double check, but I don't see the odds. Let me double check those.
We just do picks, what we think.
Yeah, I just want to double check myself. Actually, there is odds. They have the odds out. Valentin Moldavsky minus 170, Linton Vassell plus 140. I don't understand why the odds are this close. I like Moldavsky. I'm shocked the odds are that close. Dakota Ditcheva minus 1300. She wins against Chelsea Hackett, right? Easily.
Don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. Tyrell Fortune minus 175. Marcelo Gome plus 145.
I'm on Fortune.
Okay. Yeah, I think you probably should win. Most favorites in PFL win. Liz Carmouche minus 300. Conor Watanabe plus 240. I don't care about this fight at all.
No, I also don't know why it's on the main card.
Liz wins. Tyler Santos minus 240. Jenna Bishop plus 205. This is kind of an interesting fight. Jenna Bishop's good. But I think Tyler Santos wins, man. I think she wins.
That should be on the main card, by the way.
I don't know why it's on the prelims, dude. I'm confused. Oleg Popov minus 275. Davion Franklin plus 215. Popov, yeah. Ilaria Joanny minus 150. Shayna Young plus 120. I can't take Shayna Young, dude. I can't do it. I have to take Joanny, but I don't think she's that good either, dude.
No, I agree.
They're both not very good.
Yeah.
Timothy Johnson minus 170. Danilo Marquez plus 140. I'll take Big Timmy.
I also. Yeah, me too.
Juliana Velasquez minus 300. Lisa Malden plus 240. I'll take Velasquez.
Yeah, for sure. Velasquez, former champ. Yeah.
Sumiko Inaba minus 400. Saraya Roscoe Rodriguez plus 300. I don't know a lot about her, but I'm just assuming Inaba wins.
Yeah.
Melissa Balic minus 275. Christina Katsikis plus 215. Balic probably should win.
I know.
What
I know Balic is from Tiger Schulman, but
she's one of the hotter fighters, guys. I would actually the Inaba one's not bad either, Marcel. There's some decent looking ones on this card. So I mean, you kind of see what PFL's trying to do here, man. These are mismatches. Finally, we have Dennis Goldsaw minus 400 against Thiago Santos, which I think is higher in the card for some reasons listed lower here on the odds. But Goldsock should win. I mean, I can't pick Santos anymore. Can't do it. So no, we didn't pick any underdogs, but I don't. Really
What's new on PFL card? Yeah,
maybe Gome, maybe against Fortune, maybe that one. Like you might see a heavyweight upset, but is Fortune coming off a win or a loss? I'm gonna double check. He's coming off. Yeah, he beat that Sergey Belistini guy, which is a pretty good win. Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna watch it? It's Thursday. Will you watch?
We'll see if I have time.
I don't really care about it. All right, a couple comments. Marcel, do you know if Raul Tatsuro Louis? I don't know this guy. Who is he?
He's like the Spanish Georgian guy, I think. I have no idea, to be honest, man.
How many women do you think slid into Imamov's DMs? Why did he say something? I mean, he's a good looking dude. He's a professional MMA fighter, so I'm assuming he can get whatever he wants in France. But I don't know, Pato. Go ask him. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Really quick, we'll take a couple other questions, but really quick. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Marcel? Is there anything I missed?
I haven't anything on my mind right now.
Yeah. No worries.
No, not really, man.
I just want to see, because sometimes we get a question at the end after I shut the stream off, and I apologize for that. So if anyone wants to send it in right now. Fight news. Marcel posted a few on his Instagram, right? Marcel, you posted a couple, I think.
When?
Last night, maybe yesterday.
I mean, you can open it, maybe. For 5 minutes, we can look at it.
I have to get out of here.
Then we don't look at it.
No worries. I won't pull it up, but I'll just say Chris Duncan, Nazim Sadikov. That's the fight you posted yesterday. That's a fun one. That's a real fun one. You also had Danny Barlow, Uros Medic. That's the fun one as well. And then Calvin Cater and Kyle Nelson. That's one we probably should talk about. Odd, right? You think it's a little odd, this one?
Yeah, it is, but I don't mind. Cater hasn't looked great as of lately. He got really much dominated by Aljo. And Kyle Nelson has looked good as of lately. So I kind of understand it, but it's either like you get Kyle Nelson to step up, and if he wins, he deserves to be there, or Cater can reinvent himself pretty much and make sure that he's still in the top 15,
Yeah. What's next? Or Delize Pereira?
I don't know, dude. What's supposed to happen this week, in Louisville, but for some reason Pereira didn't want it, so yeah.
Shavkat. He's waiting. He wants to get a title shot now because no one's around. Yeah, Brady did pull out of that fight. He got injured. All right, let's end the podcast, man. That's good, I think, for now. Appreciate you guys joining us. If you just joined in late, go back and listen to the picks. We broke down the whole card. Marcel, I hope you have a great week, man. We'll be back with you next week. We'll recap the card and preview UFC Saudi Arabia, right? Can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome.
Let's go.
Everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you guys soon, and good luck with your picks and bets. Peace.